with your mouth hanging open? Yeah, you, shrimp. You look like you could use some sense knocked into your head. You want to try? Okay. If there's one thing that really bugs the hell out of me, it's cheating. Sit! Yeah, with glasses, you look mean enough. Come here. Whoa, back off. Whoever asked you? I was pointing at him over there.
Hey YouTube, Film Geek here, and today I'm talking about the 2004 film Kung Fu Hustle, directed by, starring, produced, and written by Stephen Chow. Kung Fu Hustle is a complete love letter to the Kung Fu movies of the late 60s and early 70s. You're going to see a lot of homage to Bruce Lee and early Jackie Chan. The basic rundown of this story is one man's journey from complete loser to superstar martial arts master. Our story takes place in Hong Kong. It has been overrun by a bunch of different gangs, and the number one worst gang of them all is the Axe Gang. This world is so bad with all the gangs running around and all that the only place that people can find any solace and any peace whatsoever is all of the poorest slums throughout Hong Kong, because the people just don't have any money there, so nobody ever bothers them. These two guys show up claiming that they're part of the Axe Gang. Turns out they're just a couple of guys who are trying to be in the Axe Gang. This causes the real Axe Gang to show up and start causing problems. In typical Kung Fu movie style, it just so happens that there are 3 Kung Fu masters living in this town wanting to live just a nice, peaceful existence. The masters save the slums and the Axe Gang does get away. However, the Axe Gang regroups and comes after those 3 martial arts legends. Finally, it's up to just one man to gain the power of the Kung Fu Master to save the people of the slums from the Axe Gang. Now, what makes this movie absolutely weird and why is it on my list for this week? Well, it's very simple. This movie is like Jim Carrey's The Mask meets Drunken Master. You have some of the best Kung Fu action that you're gonna find. Yeah, it's a little bit of the wires and all, but this is some good old-fashioned Kung Fu action. There are some very cheesy CGI in this, but however, the cartoony nature of this movie, it really works well. So despite the fact that the CGI looks old and dated, it works for the film because the film is supposed to look that way. As I said, the fight choreography in this movie is absolutely on point. This is not just cheesy kind of stuff. No. This is fantastic fight choreography at its best. I love a good Kung Fu movie, and let me tell you guys, this is not just a comedy, this is a comedy with some fantastic action sequences. This movie is filled with Easter eggs and homage to the finest in all of Kung Fu cinema, especially, of course, shining a light on Bruce Lee, because who doesn't love Bruce Lee? One of the things that really makes this movie stand out also is the humor in this film. A lot of times in foreign films, the humor just doesn't translate well to American audiences. But given its Looney Tunes kind of slapsticky nature, this movie does a great job of translating humor from one culture to another, because everybody loves seeing someone fall down and bonk their head. If you are big fans of Hong Kong cinema, if you love Kung Fu movies, if you love seeing beautiful cinematography, and you just really enjoy kind of a superhero vibe to a movie, then I highly recommend Kung Fu Hustle. Right now, Netflix users, you can enjoy Kung Fu Hustle for free with your subscription. And if you don't have Netflix, you can still find this movie for rent on all of your rental services, Vudu, Prime, YouTube, the list goes on. All your usual suspects. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of yet another Film Geek movie spotlight. Thanks again for checking things out, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as I always say, folks, keep watching movies, because you know I'm gonna.